Malalai Joya is the youngest member of Afghanistan's new parliament and a vocal critic of the warlords who she says dominate her strife-torn nation. Her willingness to speak out about the brutal truth of her country has made her a walking target.
Malalai sleeps in a different bed every night, travels with armed guards and does not expect to grow old. She's survived 4 assassination attempts and expects there'll be more. But she says while the Taliban may kill her, they won't silence her voice, which is the voice of Afghani women. And she joins us today in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Is there an easy way to explain the state of your nation at the moment?
Yeah. Unfortunately, there is no fundamental changes after the domination of Taliban in our country, because the US and its allies, they replaced instead of Taliban Northern Alliance killers. They are those killers that from 92 to 96, when they were in power, they did lots of crimes in Afghanistan. And once again, they come in power with the mask of democracy, and they learn how to talk about women's rights, human rights, and democracy. But they do not tell you that I said to Australian supporters that in every cities that I had interviews, speeches, meetings with freedom-loving Democrat peoples here, I said, please try to say to your government that to act independently. Do not follow the policy of the US, because this is a mockery of democracy. This is a mockery of war on terrorists. For example, with the support of national enemies like Northern Alliance in Afghanistan, we cannot fight against another kind of national enemies like Taliban. And that's why now Afghanistan is one of the biggest producers of the opium. That's why that now you are looking at in the most of provinces of Afghanistan, women, even they do not have human life. And killing of a human is like a killing of bird for them.
Explain to us what it's like to be a woman in your country then. You obviously don't have equal rights. What rights do you have? Yeah,
my life, it also should be an example that which kind of life women they have in Afghanistan, especially activist women who do struggle against these warlords, criminal warlords in Afghanistan. But right now, a suffer woman of Afghanistan that nobody listen even in another province like Kunduz, the 11-year-old woman, a girl, and she was the only daughter of an unfortunate widow. First, she has been kidnapped by local warlords, then raped, and then exchanged with a dog. And also in the western provinces of Afghanistan, like Herat, Nimroz, Farah, like these provinces, most of women, they commit suicide. It's a kind of sacrifice that they do. Even they are burning the schools of girls. They do not, they warning them that do not go to school. Right now, these warlords, these criminals, especially Northern Alliance, some of them are MPs, some of them are ministers, some of them are ambassadors, some of them are governors, commanders, and just our people right now, they are like hostage in the hands of them.
It is part of the problem that pretty much everyone seems to have been involved in some kind of war at some stage, and so that it can all be traced back to Taliban or Mujahideen, or seems everyone has ties.
Now we are saying that this is why our people are saying this is mockery of democracy. For example, even one member of parliament is Talib. 34 members, Talib, Malarakiti. Some member of the parliaments, about 34 members of the parliaments, they belongs to Gulbuddin party, one of the black and wanted party in Afghanistan. For example, now even Human Rights Watch reported that 70% members of the parliaments, they are drug lords, warlords, they did lots of cheating, they used guns, they were in power, and they had foreign supports. That's why they found way in this national house. And nowadays, for example, Human Rights Watch published the names of some of criminals who are in power and they are in parliament, even assistants of Karzai, like Mr. Khalili. Khalili is also one of the criminal, and they become worried. On another hand, Saddam become hanged, and now they made a kind of traitor bill in parliament that the criminals wants to forgive themselves, and only UN announced. The UN announced their position against that bill. They said this is the right of the victims, that they will forgive the criminals or not.
What chance do you have to change this? It seems like an overwhelming problem. Can you affect change?
I want to say you that this is a struggle that we do in Afghanistan. it's a very prolonged struggle and risky struggle. That's why we are saying to the international community, to the freedom-loving Democrat peoples and parties around the world, that please try to support freedom-loving Democrat men and women and parties in Afghanistan, that they have no kind of support right now. In another hand, for example, now most of people in every corner, they do demonstrations. Even they are banning the pictures of the criminals like Sayaf in Parman. And they have personal jails, they are killing them. And I said in Parliament that today people dare, because they are in power, they are dare to burning the pictures of some criminals who are in power. But tomorrow these people will physically face them to the courts. That's why we need the help of international community. With the help of them, one day face them to the national
tribunal associated just
but
for that.
now they control Afghanistan. And I do struggle inside of the parliament. That's why I'm dear that they have mask of democracy. Several times they stand up against law. For example, 2 times they beat a journalist. On 7th of May, physically they beated me. Even they shouted, take and rape her, prostitute, that and that. And different kind of threats I receive, and my life day by day become more risky. And
yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
What is your life like? Yeah, day by day.
Now, even I'm not sure from here that I'm going, what will happen with me, because few days before when I arrived, we moved to here to attend an International Women's Day conference, that I received reports from ISAF, that and also from different sources, that through mobile, that they said please be careful, that they want to kill these criminals. They are saying Joya's giving courage. That's why that day by day my life become risky. On another hand, they know I never have compromise with them inside of Afghanistan, inside of parliament and outside. I expose their masks, and I have to have bodyguards. I have to change my house, and even I can't be with my husband just because of that, with my family.
Do you ever consider giving it up and moving to another country? Your life is genuinely at risk.
Of course, even in foreign countries, I receive threat to death, especially from those Northern Alliance Afghans who are living, even in U.S. Groups of them in a Afghan conference, they wanted to attack, and when police come, they escape. And I'm telling them that when you here threat me to death, so why you are not going to Afghanistan if everything is okay?
Well, what is the immediate future for your country?
Future, what I think about the future?
Yeah, for Afghanistan.
We have lots of, now our wishes for Afghanistan is like dream, because these criminals, they are in power, and unfortunately our president is a person right now, our people hate him also, because he has lots of compromise with criminals, with these warlords. And now it's not important for our people, he will do sign that try to rebel or not, that it will be more risky for the future of our country, and they will be more powerful. But our history and our people will never forgive these criminals. But the future of our country, I hope that one day I will enjoy with my people that these criminals face to the national international courts, and I'm happy that today in the minds and also in the hearts of our people, they has been faced to the courts, and people do not trust on them and they hate them. But we do struggle. I put my life in risk, and I do sacrifices because of our people, especially half of the population of a country. How much it's important that they play their role. And for example, nowadays they need to lots of schools, literacy courses that they want to go. But most of international helps, most of monies are going in the pockets of the corrupt warlords who are in power in the government, and the corrupt NGOs pockets of the, and they are getting distance from the government. And terrorist people like Taliban also, that their brothers are in power, and like Northern Alliance, and they are more dangerous than Taliban, they use from this situation.
Yeah, and of course a whole generation of women who've not had access to good education. Look, Malalai, keep safe.
Yes.
You've certainly got an unenviable job, but we wish you good luck.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks a lot. Once again, on behalf of suffered people of Afghanistan, I want to say to Australian supporters that please force your government to act independently if really they want to prove themselves as a real and honest friends for Afghan people. In another hand, we need your moral and material support. We want to improve our activities, especially education parts, and we need every kind of your support. Please do not forget us. Thanks a lot.
Well said. Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Malalai.
Malalai.
And we'll have more of 9am after this.